Hey, it's Wildjosh from Geek-Cetera, and I'm joined by...
Super Friendly from Geek-Cetera.
And we're here to talk about a theory that we have on Star Wars, or more specifically, that Super Friendly has.
We're going to talk about geeky things. Woohoo!
So, we just finished watching Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker final trailer, and although we've watched it about 1 million times probably since it's been released.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, 1.5 million at least.
2.
Yeah. And you have a specific theory that you wanted to bring to the table?
Yeah.
So, I'll let you take it away.
So kind of had this theory before I watched the trailer, and I'm not as strong into it now, but I'd still like to bring it up. And that's that the Rise of Skywalker will involve not only Anakin returning, but also very popular Jedi that we've had in the past. And that's through the training of maintaining one's self, right, as a Force ghost, or as a disembodied voice at first. So let's kind of get into that. In episode 4, we had Obi-Wan Kenobi die, and he started out by just giving Luke direction as a Force disembodied voice, right? But then episode 5 comes along. Beginning of the movie, he appears in front of Luke, and then he actually appears later on. I believe it's at the end of episode 5, and maybe again in episode 6 on Dagobah. You know, as a Force spirit, something visible. And we'll see at the end of episode 6, not only is Obi-Wan there, but also Yoda and Anakin. And we also know that Qui-Gon achieves some sort of maintaining his consciousness after death from episode 1. And we found out about that in episode 3, or at the end of episode 3. So cut to episode 8. Cut to episode 8
of Last Jedi?
Last Jedi, not the Rise of Skywalker or the Rise of the Jedi. Last Jedi. We have Yoda come back as his Force spirit. He's talking to Luke, and he's able to bonk him on the head, like have a physical, I'm gonna hit you, and he does. And Luke, there's the sound and everything. So my theory is just that maintaining oneself and one's consciousness past death is something that they can do to actually create life or save one's life, which was a premise that Sidious had held out to Anakin in episode 3. And I think that they're progressively studying not only just being a disembodied voice or a Force ghost, but actually bringing oneself back through the Force. And that by episode 9, definitely Anakin, maybe even Obi-Wan as Ewan McGregor, Yoda, possibly even Qui-Gon, because Liam Neeson's still around, are going to be able to come back. If not all of them, definitely Anakin. And that's who's going to be able to help combat Palpatine at the end of Rise of Skywalker.
So, yeah, it's an interesting theory. I can see some of them. I could definitely see, well, we know that Yoda already had a part in Last Jedi. So I could see why he possibly could come back with a connection to Luke. But he doesn't really have much of a connection to Rey or to Kylo at this, or Ben, or whoever he will be in Rise of Skywalker.
Kenobi doesn't? Besides being
no,
his namesake?
Yoda.
Oh,
Yoda. So yeah. Now Kenobi doesn't really either, except for the fact that unless, like some people theorize, that Rey is somehow connected to him through a lineage. But if she isn't, then there really is no connection to Kenobi coming into this, because Luke is already dead too. Now I could see Luke coming back for sure.
Oh, I totally forgot about Luke. Luke too.
Yeah, Luke is dead, so he could, or we think Luke is dead, right? I mean, It seems like they kind of tried to say Luke is dead.
Unless he got really small.
Yeah, or knows how to turn invisible. I don't know. But yeah. So Luke's dead, so I can see him coming back for sure. And there's a connection with Anakin for sure. Kylo has a connection to him. If somehow Kylo turns to the light side, or maybe even Anakin goes to Kylo and says, forget this Darth Vader nonsense and, turn to the light. Like I did at the end of my life. And especially if they have to fight this I can't see Kylo being on the side of the Emperor. Maybe he is. Maybe, but it seems to me like he wouldn't be. I mean, why did he kill Snoke? Why did Kylo kill Snoke? I don't know. Like, he didn't want Snoke to harm Rey, kind of, right?
Yeah. And I think Kylo, just like that evil archetype, right?
He just wants the power, the one. He didn't want them that there'd be another one. So I don't know how it's gonna go.
Well, it's like Vader. Vader offered to Luke, "Let's get rid of the Emperor, and
Yeah.
then we'll rule the galaxy as father and son."
Right. Yeah.
Kylo did the same thing with Rey. Like, let's rule the galaxy as father and son.
Correct.
That's kind of weird. Rey's not necessarily a son.
Yeah.
But that's the offer.
So I guess what I'm saying is I could see Kenobi, I can see Luke, I can even see Yoda, I can see Anakin, those four, but I cannot see Qui-Gon. Qui-Gon doesn't really have a connection anymore. It would be too far removed anyways. Qui-Gon's connection is with Obi-Wan and Anakin.
But if Anakin's coming back, and Anakin is really the one that's gonna bring balance to the Force, which I'm not saying he is, but if it's possible, and these connections are not necessarily to Rey, but to Anakin, who is the one that will have been weaved through all these movies, then Qui-Gon could come back.
Yeah.
Or it could...
I mean, all of them could come back, right? We could have just like a massive reunion. We could have Samuel L. Jackson there playing Mace Windu. We could have...
If he turns to a Force ghost.
Yeah.
Because he kind of was hacked up and died. But I'm just saying, it would be kind of cool if they went all Marvel's Avengers Endgame on us and
just brought them all in.
All kinds of Jedi are coming back, like, in the flesh. Like, hey, we did it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's been talked about in... and it never made any canon, but Lucas had said that his original intentions for the films were that no one really dies. So even Obi-Wan would come back, not as a Force ghost, but in the flesh come back.
Yeah.
And that there was even stories and scripts written where Yoda comes to help fight the Emperor.
Yeah.
As a flesh and blood being, not as a Force ghost. So
that's kind of where I'm at. Like, I would love to say, I don't think this is actually going to happen, but if Palpatine's coming back, then why can't the others come back too? Like, I would love to see that. Again, a la Marvel's Avengers Endgame.
Yeah.
Now, staying on that same path, if they were all to come back, because I kind of got hooked on this, how could we get everybody back? And another theory that, again, I don't think is going to happen, but I wouldn't mind seeing, is if Rey was brought to the world within worlds?
World in between worlds?
World in between worlds, yeah. In the Jedi Temple on Lothal from Star Wars Rebels, where, if you'll remember, Star Wars introduced time travel, which, if you listen to our podcast, I was absolutely against. Hated. Yeah. But I wouldn't mind if they use that as a vehicle to bring everyone back, like, or just see cameos, like Rey is seeing. We have that in is it the first or second trailer where Luke's talking to Rey and he's saying, you have, everything with you. Like, we're thousands of generations of Jedi have come before you, and we're all in you. I guess that's a weird way to say it, but. Then she's there at the world within worlds, and she's passing portals. Maybe they don't come back, but you have you have different portals. You have Luke fighting Vader on in Cloud City, and then you have Ahsoka and Ezra and Freddie Prinze Jr. as Kanan. In a portal, they're fighting Vader. Like, it's all leaning on this these heroes that we've seen in the past. I think it'd be great callbacks to Rebels, to what are some other shows that Clone Wars, right? If you didn't watch them, you're not going to miss anything. It's not going to be that integral to the story who they are, but it's just important for Rey to see Jedi. I just think that'd be kind of cool as well, because it's nice to have callbacks to the shows.
So it's an interesting idea. Like you said, I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think it's going to happen either. I don't think that they're going to... Just like I've heard people say in that scene in the trailer where Rey and Kylo look to be smashing a statue that's holding Vader's helmet, that Rey is holding a dagger, and that some people believe it to be the dagger of Mortis or whatever. I don't buy that either, because I just don't see them tying in something from... I don't see them tying in something that is from the movie, like the shows like that. Something that integral and big, like maybe in like the side, in the back, like when you might see some things that tie into those cartoon series. I just don't think it will be an integral part of it. You know what I mean? Like even like we see there's speculation that the ghost is in the scene with all the ships in the trailer, and then at the Star Wars show this week they even implied that maybe the Colossus was in there as well, which is something I was hoping because I liked the Resistance show. But even if that were the case, I don't think we're ever going to see the pilot of the ghost, and I don't ever think we're going to see the inhabitants of the Colossus. I just think that they could be thrown in there as like Easter eggs for the fans, but nothing really more than that.
Yeah, and I mean, I was against when they had Darth Maul in Solo. I really didn't like that at all. But I don't mind minor callbacks, which is kind of just what I'm looking for. A lot like what they did with going back, because it's another Disney property, going back to Avengers Endgame, where Jarvis made an appearance, Howard Stark and Tony Stark. Yeah. Like I would love some callbacks like that. That'd be pretty cool. Jumping off of that theory, one more thing that I wanted to talk about, theory that I definitely think is possible, that I talked to you about, is in the trailer, actually in 2 trailers now, we've had scenes that don't quite make sense. So the first big one from that second Star Wars trailer is Rey as a Darth, right? Or at least as a dark side
Darth
Force
Ray,
user. Yeah.
Darth Ravan, as you like to say.
Yeah, Darth Ravan.
Yeah.
So we have that scene in particular, and then this other scene that just happened in the new or the last trailer, where you have Rey and Kylo fighting in a scene that we both think comes from Cloud City, where they're smashing together a Vader statue. In that scene, Kylo is in full mask, and he destroyed his mask. Now, I have seen, I don't know if it's concept art or actual shot from the movie where he has a partial mask, but I don't think he is going to be wearing his mask in the film, or at least the full mask. I think both the Darth Ravan scene from that second trailer and that one where it looks like they're in the Cloud City smashing a Vader statue, I think both of those scenes are part of the same scene, but it's more of either a Force vision that Rey is having, or or a vision where she's touching an item,
like she had with the lightsaber,
exactly,
in Force Awakens.
In the Force Awakens.
Yeah.
So I think those are part of the same scene. They're not real, actual scenes that are going to take place in the film or in the story, but it's something that she's just experiencing.
I see. Okay, very good. So, is that all you had?
That's all I had.
All right, I think that's all I have too. So, well, we hope you liked our theories. If not, let us know. And even if you did like them, let us know too. Where did we go wrong? Maybe you have some other theories. We'd love to talk about it in the comments section. So leave us a message. And also be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Hit that bell icon so you don't miss out on any of our future content. Thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you.
Always.